Okay, welcome back everybody. I'm Randall for Flumenton Famous. Today we're going to show you why we are no longer planting our tomatoes in cages, but we're going to start using the string trellis method. Now stay tuned, I'm going to show you why. In years past, I would use these rebar cages and these welded fence wire that I had, and I would use these for cages. I would attach these to the fence, and I would grow my tomatoes up through here, and I cut holes in here so I could harvest tomatoes out. The drawback was, in the hot and humid deep south, there's no room for airflow in between these tomatoes. No matter how far apart I would grow these tomatoes apart. You get in that dense foliage and it's hot and humid in there, you start having disease problems, powdery mildew issues. If you've got pests in there, it's hard to get in there to control the pest. So this year, we're moving away from doing cages and tomatoes. We're going to give this drop string trellis a try. Now how this works is, I buy these tomato clips, and I got these off Amazon, 200 of them for about $10, and I clip them to the wire, and then I clip them to the tomato, and then I run about, this is 7 foot to the top of this fence, but I've got an extra 10 feet of cord tied here. Now as this tomato grows up and I'm clipping the vine to it, I'm trimming off the lower leaves, I'm harvesting the fruit, I'm keeping it nice and air. I'm training it up to just 1 or 2 stems. And as this thing grows, I undo the line and drop the plant back down and coil the stem up on this nursery fabric that I have here, and keep all my tomatoes, no matter how tall this wants to grow. I can keep all my tomatoes here at a harvestable height, and I can keep it pruned. And I think that's something that I'm really going to like, I'm really going to enjoy. So I'm interested in see how it's going to work out for us this year. Now one of the other benefits is, like today, we got a very windy day. It's supposed to get up to 20 miles an hour. As the wind blows these, I don't have these secured to the fence, so it's not blowing my fence as a solid structure, but the tomatoes get to wave and waft with the wind. Let's go on. I'm going to show you how we're going to do this one tomato over here. So as you see, this one tomato is starting to fall over. And I've got some behind me down there that were starting to fall over. And I went ahead and I trellised those tomatoes up. All right, so the first thing we want to do is fasten our string to our spool area. So I'm going to put a screw in on this post to wrap the string around. I'm going to go up 7 or 8 inches. Take my string and I'll go ahead and tie a knot and fasten it to the bottom screw. Okay. Take my drill and I'm going to go up here to the top where I'm going to fasten a hook, and I'm going to do a little pilot hole to get my hook started. Drill in about 1 inch. Now I also got these hooks at my Lowe's, I think $6, $7 for a pack of 25 hooks. You can use eyelets, you can use hooks, whatever you need, whatever you have. All right, Then we're going to take a few feet of this cord, put it on our spool. Now, just in case I have to come back and stake this string to the ground for some reason, I'm just going to tie a knot, a loop in the end of it in case I need to put a stake through this hoop. A hoop like that. Now these clips have little teeth right there. I'll put this string right through where those teeth are, and that will clamp down onto the string. So that clamp will hug that string real good. And then whenever I put this around the tomato, that'll clip and just hold that. So I'm gonna come to the bottom. And then clip that one there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and come up, and I'm gonna start trimming off all these suckers. Everywhere there's a leaf node, there's a little sucker that comes out. That sucker will produce another stalk. I don't want those at such a low level just yet. So I'm gonna pinch those out of there. All right, there we go. Now if I just want to snug that up, I just wrap it around the nail. I just wrap it around this one nail a couple of times, and that'll hold it up a little bit more, so you can see how that's already starting to hold that tomato plant nice and tight. Now as this, like I said earlier, as this tomato plant grows up, gets towards the top, I can undo this and bring that plant back down and coil that stem up on the ground. And I could end up growing a 20-foot tomato and keep it only 5 or 6 feet off the ground. And it's easier to maintain, that way I can get in here. I don't have to reach through a cage and try to inspect for bugs, reach through a cage and try to harvest or trim up my tomato bushes. Very frustrating in the past that first time you forget to go in and sucker, you got a whole big bush of tomatoes, and you can't get in there and you don't even know what you've got. The next thing you know, the bugs are all over your fruit, and you've lost basically your entire crop. Ask me how I know. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for updates as we bring you more content on what's going on with these tomatoes, and follow us along as we follow what's going to happen with this triple crop tomato that we're growing out here. We're going to see how big we can grow this one. Hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. And don't forget to keep growing, keep building, and always keep adventuring. And together, we're Farmington Famous.